today I am back with another dream house, and this time we're going to be building the Miller family's home. So you would have seen them on the introduction little trailer thing that I like to do in the machinima style, because I'm really into that at the moment. But yeah, this is going to be a dream house, and the person that made the family, which I'm absolutely in love with, is Merlin's Beard 97, and the family really stood out to me. So the description is: the Miller family recently got lucky winning a small fortune of 50,000 simoleons in the Sim lottery. Finally able to move out of their dingy caravan into a proper house fills oldest sister Hatsy with excitement, as she always hated moving from place to place, never feeling as if she belonged. However, she is concerned how her free spirit mother will cope with these changes and if her commitment issues will get the better of her. So I loved that because it really stood out to me. I loved the idea of the mum being a little bit different and not being too happy with the fact that she has to live in a house, and that was really what the intro was about. It was really supposed to be about the mum adjusting to life without living in the caravan anymore. And I don't know, I think I've actually met maybe a couple of people before that have had a very outdoorsy life, and I would imagine that it's very difficult to move from maybe a caravan or a boat or somewhere that is outdoors and you get the beautiful scenery to a home. So I loved that idea. I love the idea about the lottery as well. It's just so random. So yeah, I loved it. So I'm now following Merlin Beard 97 on the Sims 4 gallery, and if you want to go and check the family out too, then you can. They're at the front of the house there, so you can see them a little bit, and I think that they fit it perfectly. So the idea for this house was that I would go for a very outdoor theme. I would go for something that would be very eco-friendly, and I know that a lot of people like that, and that is only because I know that Eco Home was one of the videos that a lot of people found me off. So I thought that doing a house which was very eco would be a really cool compromise for the family as well, because it would be the young girls wanting to move into a proper family home, and the mum would say, well, no, I want to move somewhere which we can travel, we could pack up and go maybe. I was even going to have the house having wheels, and I decided not to in the end because I thought that would look really weird. But no, I watched a program a while ago, and it was an American program, and it was about people actually relocating a house. So this company basically comes round to the house and picks up their home and takes it somewhere else. So this family, they had this farm, and I think it was like $250,000. I don't know why I've got that figure in my head, but I have. And basically, instead of buying a new house, they just packed up their old one, literally dug it up and took it with them. And like, I was so impressed by that. It's just so interesting. And I mean, the amount of effort that must have taken, but I think it's lovely if you want to pack up your house and go. And I just imagine that the mum from this family would just be like that. So I loved that so much, and I think it's really interesting. So I'm not saying that this house is going to travel. I mean, it actually could in the Sims 4 world. If you really wanted to go one step further, you could actually just pick it up, like maybe every single time you visit the family and move it. But I don't know how interesting that would be. It would take a lot of effort. But anyway, so the idea was that I would go for like a greenish roof, but I actually changed my mind. I don't like that green roof. I really hate it. And I love the one which is like, it reminds me of a tyre for some reason. I don't know why. Like a car tyre. And the reason why is because I used to go and get my stationery from school. This is really random. It's completely going off topic. No, I used to go to this shop though, and it was so amazing. So basically this company, they took recyclable goods and they made it into pencil cases and pencils and all sorts. So I went into school with a computer board, like little paper pad. It was amazing. So yeah, it was pretty much crushed. It had like all the computer bits, and it's just really difficult to explain. I don't even know what it was, but yes, it was really amazing to look at. And all my friends were incredibly impressed because I always used to go with these really weird gadgets. It was so odd. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. So I definitely wanted this house to look very recycled, and yeah, it'd be a compromise. And I also thought with the budget, because you really can do a lot with 50,000 simoleons on The Sims, I thought going for something that would look maybe cheaper but not be cheaper would be a really good idea for this house. It's supposed to look like a flat pack, cheaper house in terms of the layout and the recycled goods and stuff. But I could have actually made this a really classy home with 50,000 simoleons. But I loved having that budget because it was pretty flexible. I am open to doing lower budgets and also higher budgets, so I think that I will have to do a castle at some point. I'm actually doing a castle this weekend. I'm going back to doing the Disney castles just because I really thought that the Beauty and the Beast castle was amazing, and I'm going to do some more Disney princess castles. But no, I thought that would be a good idea, so I will be doing more castles. And also for the dream houses, Hatsy Homes has not finished yet. I'm going to be picking loads more families. In fact, if you still want to enter your family, there will be a link below to the video that I actually mentioned it on. And the idea is for anyone that is new, because I know that since I did the Hatsy Homes, maybe it's a little bit older. On my channel, a lot more people have visited since I started doing the competition. But the idea is that what you have to do is you have to create a family, and you have it under the hashtag Hatsy Homes. And I might pick them for a dream house, which is like a customized home, and it could actually be your Sim Self family if you wanted it to be. It could be anybody, and I love looking at the backstories. In fact, I have looked at every single one in the Sims 4 gallery, and I've already picked some more, so I've probably got about, I think I've got like maybe even more families, maybe even more than 50 now. Just loads and loads of families in my Sims 4 library on the gallery. That is just because I just love the backstories, just reading about the Sims and where they came from and where they'd like to live. I love that. So yeah, a little backstory would definitely help me out, just knowing what sort of house they'd like. I mean, even if it's something really basic, like they need a Tudor home, or they would really like this sort of house. So yeah, that always helps me have a good idea of what to build. But of course, really unusual builds as well. Anything that could be in the form of a business as well. If they want like a business house restaurant, I'm up for that as well. So yeah, loads of ideas. But now going back to the build, so I had a really interesting idea, and it only hit me, I think, when I finished the back garden. It was really odd though. So what the idea was is that I would have like an outdoor bedroom for the mum, because she's really struggling to adjust, or like that's what I'd like to imagine, because I'm going into such depth with the Sims now. Honestly, I go into so much depth with the Sims characters, and I love it. I think it's since my Witch Let's Play, I just haven't stopped. Like, I just love thinking, just overthinking and just analysing about the Sims. I love it. But the idea is that she would actually live in the back garden, and I really liked that for her, because I thought that having a bedroom in the back garden would be maybe a compromise, and maybe that could be on wheels. So yeah, that is that. And in fact, if I had a bigger budget for this family, I would have actually moved into a 40 by 30, and I would have put a caravan in front of the house, because I loved that idea. But I think I'll do that with another home at some point and do like a proper bohemian house, because that has been requested for ages. So yeah, I've got a few requests coming up, which I will be doing. But I'm mainly focusing on massive builds at the moment, so like massive castles and mansions. That's just because I'm really into massive projects. I love it. And actually the massive projects don't even take me that long to do. It's really odd. I think I prefer the big projects though, because I find it more rewarding once it's finished, just to look back and think, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, this was a mum's room out here. So let me know if you'd actually have this as a bedroom, because I know a lot of people that would really like to live somewhere like this actually. I used to go to a very hippie school. I actually used to go to a Steiner school when I was growing up. I went to two schools. I went to an all-girls school, and then I went to a Rudolf Steiner school. So I don't know how many people know about Rudolf Steiner schools, but it's a very outdoor culture, and I loved it because growing up, or well, from the age of 14 and above, so I'd probably grown up a lot by that point. But no, the idea was that it was just very lovely how we spent a lot of time outside. We had lessons outside, and just making things, it was just lovely. So I'd actually imagine a lot of people that I went to school with, a lot of the teachers that taught me would love to live somewhere like this. And actually a lot of the houses that the teachers lived in, they often had like caravans and motorhomes, and they often went camping for holidays. So it was a really outdoor culture, and I loved that. And when we had parties, because instead of having house parties, because nobody was ever allowed around to my house, can I just say that, like nobody. So yeah, we always used to go into like fields and camping, and it was just really interesting. It was just different. So yeah, I loved it, but I think it would be a really cool room to have. It's just very Tumblr to me. Like when I look on Tumblr or Pinterest and you look at the ideal room, yeah, this sort of pops up. So I loved it, but it does have one of those random camping beds. I was going to put in a double bed, but then I thought no, because I don't really like that idea. I think that a single bed for the mum would be pretty good. It also gives a little bit more room in here. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. And I was actually overspending at this point, so bear with me, because all this amazing stuff you see there, it all gets taken out, or at least most of it, because I completely overspent for this build. I forgot about the budget, and I mean, look, we're only up to what, like 15, 16,000? That's insane. I was going to decorate a whole house with that. I mean, no, it's just impossible. So yeah, I had a real hard time. I had to take a lot of stuff out, but I think it ended up really nice in the end. And yeah, I was definitely happy with the interior. A lot of the rooms are pretty basic, like the kitchen, and that is just because I would imagine the mum would want to maybe drag the daughters outside a lot. In fact, I used to know this crazy woman, and I'm not saying that she was that crazy, but she was very hardcore. I think that's the right word to call her. Like, she was really hardcore, like outdoorsy person. And I know that she used to drag her daughters out of bed at like 5 a.m. and take them on a morning jog for I think about an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to appreciate the outdoors. And that is just, I mean, it's amazing. And I wish that I could be that disciplined, but no, I absolutely couldn't. But no, I do love going outside. I love taking my dogs out, actually. It's really nice. In fact, recently, I've just got them both to be on the lead, so together. Because before it was just massively like an overpowering situation with my bigger dog. He was so dominating to my younger little puppy. And if you've seen her, then you'll know what I mean. But yeah, I did a vlog of her, I think like a couple of days ago. But yeah, so he has now just got used to being on a lead with them, which is really useful. So I love that. And it's so cute to see them together. I absolutely love it. Anyway, I use these really expensive bookcases. Now, I love them. I actually wish that they made them cheaper because I think that they look cheaper compared to other bookcases. I don't know if they're going for the whole IKEA look, because sometimes I see furniture in IKEA and I'm like, I could genuinely make that myself and I could save myself so much money and just get like, I don't know, just some random scrap board and stuff. I think that about the bookcases, it just looks really recycled. So I was surprised the fact that they're 800 simoleons, and I love how I'm complaining about how expensive some furniture is. Like, what on earth am I doing? But yeah, so anyway, I was readjusting the garden. I thought about taking a lot of stuff out. I loved soil for this garden, and that is just because it's just super eco-friendly. So I think all the rooms were supposed to look really bold, and that was sort of look I was going for. I don't think I've ever had a room that's been really bold in the past. I used to have a jungle room when I was younger. So when I was, I think, about 7 years old, I begged my mum for a jungle room. And that is because I saw this program and this girl got a makeover on a room and she had like this grass hanging from the ceiling, and I just got so obsessed with that. But it just was not practical. I mean, it was amazing for the first 10 minutes, but I can imagine like getting so annoying, the fact that when you go into a room, there's just this hanging grass down, just like slapping you in the face every time you go in your room. I would hate that. So yeah, I ended up having a jungle room, and I begged my mum for that and she said no. And I thought she was really unreasonable. I was like, Mum, why can't I have grass hanging from my ceiling? She couldn't really give me a good answer. But yeah, I ended up having this sort of standard room. It's really nice actually. And they ended up getting, I think, a trainee artist. She was like a training artist, and I was really excited about her coming to the house because she actually drew some pictures on the walls for me of like giraffes and elephants and monkeys, and it was just lovely. So yeah, she's really talented. And it was really cool. So it felt like the animals were in my room. I loved it so much. But yeah, let me know what crazy rooms you had when you were younger, or if you still have a crazy room. That's still really interesting because I didn't want to get rid of my crazy room. I ended up having a pink room after the jungle room, but that was just because I went through a really awkward 13 to 14-year-old stage of just feeling like my friends wouldn't accept me if I had a jungle room. So yeah, that was it. But I think that going back now, I think I'd prefer a jungle room. But anyway, so what I was doing here is I was trying to take some of the money out of the bill because we were up to 10,500 and I still had the whole of the top floor to do, and I thought, no, I am not going to be able to do this. This is impractical. It's going to end up looking awful. Also, I love those outdoor chairs. I love how much effort they put into them, and I don't think I've ever noticed it before, but I love them. And I actually have some of those outdoor chairs myself. It's really crazy because my neighbours a while ago complained about us using the garden, and my husband had it. He had enough. He's a really good person, but when he feels like somebody is out to get him or something, or just trying to make his life misery, he just snaps. And he did. He just said, right, that's it, I'm going out. And he came back with 2 camping chairs. I was like, James, what are you doing? and he just put them outside. And he just said to me, I'm enjoying my garden. And he just stayed out there for I think about maybe half a day, just cooking on his barbecue. It was a really odd day, but yeah, it was wonderful. And I love the fact that he stood up for what he has, and he stood up for his garden. And yeah, I mean, that's why we have some camping chairs. So we don't have any outdoor chairs as such, not the real sort of set ones with the weaving and stuff. I love those. I actually really wanted them a while ago, but I wasn't allowed one. I said I really want one. He was like, no, we're not here for too long, so there's no point in investing in like loads and loads of furniture if we're not going to be here for too long. A lot of people ask where I live, and I live in Germany, and I mention every single video, so I don't know how people can miss it, but yeah, I really do. But I do like it here, but I think that I'm going to be moving back in the future to England, and that is partly because I miss it, and I think I'm at the point now where I really want family around me. I just feel like when you're out somewhere and you're just not with family or friends, it's pretty tricky. But yeah, I've lived with my husband for 3 years, or well, he was originally my fiance, of course, but no, it's been wonderful, and it's amazing when you have a friendship with someone that you could really just get on with and you can just live with, and it's just like having a best friend and everything. I feel like he is the closest person to me, so yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I was finished with the lounge. The lounge was so bohemian it hurts. And I think that what I did is, well, I know what I did. I enlarged that television. I thought, no, I've got 7,500 here. I do not want to overdo it. I was definitely going to overdo it. And I thought, nope, I don't want to do it. So used loads of these really cool doors. And what I love about them as well is they're so cheap. Going back to prices about The Sims. But yeah, they are. They're absolutely just so incredibly cheap. I loved it. But I was really stuck what to put up here because I knew that I needed a bedroom for the eldest daughter because the youngest daughter was supposed to be downstairs. And I thought for the eldest daughter, maybe she'd be outdoorsy as well, but I changed my mind. I thought, no, because she actually wants to be in a house, I think that she would want a proper comforting room with no outdoor furniture or anything, and she'd just maybe have it really bright and nice. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm really excited about having some more kids furniture with the kids stuff pack that we're going to be getting. I am so hyped for it, honestly. Like, I was looking at what we're going to get with it. I think we get the boy band t-shirts. Now, I think that a lot of people will be able to relate to this, but I think pretty much every single girl, no, not every single girl, but I think that a lot of people, we all went through this phase of having somebody, like a celebrity to obsess about. I think for me, not an exact celebrity, but if somebody gave me a t-shirt with a pirate on, I would be all over that. So yeah, I used to have a canoe boat, and I used to go with my dad, and we used to love it. We used to have like a proper canoeing session on a Sunday, and yeah, I always used to hoist a flag up, that's it. And I used to hoist this pirate flag up, and everyone used to stare at me, and I was about 12, but yeah, I absolutely loved it. I used to have a proper bandana on and everything. But no, I don't think I ever obsessed about a celebrity as such, but I know that a lot of people do. But let me know in the comments, who was your obsession when you were younger? I think in my class, a lot of it was Gareth Gates, which was really odd. And that was going back to when I was about 9 years old. And I don't even know why I remember that. But Justin Bieber had passed by the time that I was older. So I don't really know a lot of people that obsess about Justin Bieber that much. I think that's just about it. But anyway, that was the end of the build. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see your future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.